welcome to episode 4 of
The InField.
I'm Samantha Busch here with my co-host Alex Weaver, and today we have a very interesting guest. Let's just say our original guest had a conflict schedule, and so luckily I live with this guest, and I was able to get him to come this morning.
And it is not Brexton, so if you can eliminate all those, it's also not Piper. We have Kyle Busch on the episode here today, so it's going to be really fun. He's going to talk to us about racing, being a dad, and life stuff, so some good stuff. Let's also talk about Talladega before we get started, because it was crazy. You took to Twitter.
I did. Okay, so
let's address it.
Let's address that because some fans are not loving me right now. I understand that Daytona and Talladega need to stay in the schedule. I don't disagree with that. What I don't love is that it's in the playoffs, because I think that the playoffs is the best of the best, the raw talent, the best team, the best pit crew, and when you put something that is essentially a crapshoot in there, it's difficult. You know, it's difficult because even if you weren't anywhere near the wreck, you can get taken out by it. And there were 3 big ones yesterday, and you know,
massive ones.
As a wife, that's hard to watch. So, agree to disagree. But it's definitely, there's a lot of wrecks and carnage and a lot of heart stops as you see cars go up and pile into each other. So.
Obviously, never want anybody to get hurt, but as a fan and someone who covers the sport, I disagree. And guess what, guys? We're still getting along.
Totally fine.
We're fine. So it's okay.
So I know I saw some of those Twitter and Facebook wars between the fans, and I think it is okay to disagree. And at the end of the day, none of us are making the decisions. So.
Yeah, that's true. So we're still going to be racing at Talladega and Daytona, whether or not Sam likes it.
I made a really good apple sangria last night.
Did you?
Took the edge off.
Good.
So
Good for you. With your apples from.
Oh, I made 9 million frickin' apples from the apple orchard.
You haven't got rid of them yet?
I mean, we've done everything. Pinterest failed. I tried to do like apple chips.
Fail.
I burnt one pan, and the other ones got like, they were chewy, and so I put them in a bag for Brexton, and he opened the bag, and they like molded in the center.
Okay, that's nasty.
I did oatmeal with them. That was easy.
But that's a good idea.
Yeah, kind of over the apples.
All right, well, over the apples, moving on to pumpkins, because you went to a fall fest, which you told everybody on last week's episode of the InField that there's this fun fall fest that happens at Talladega. You guys actually went to it. Brex was Batman. Yes. I love Batman Brex.
You know what? This is really cool. The MRO puts it on every year, and I think what's really fun about it is the guys are really competitive. It's obviously the playoff time, but here you have, well, this is just a picture of us, but what people didn't see is that literally, like, Kyle and Brad were in a bounce house together with the kids, and so, you know, you kind of take all of the stress of the playoffs away for a night. The kids have a great time. Everybody just kind of gets to sit out in the motorhome lot and hang out, and then we all went trick-or-treating, so
cute.
It was really fun.
Yeah, I saw the Boyers. Cash, I think, was Iron Man.
No, Cash actually had this, like, dinosaur attached to him.
Oh, that's right. He won the...
He did win.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Here we are.
Cute. Yeah. Really cute. Okay, so then, funny story. I'm walking down pit road right before pre-race ceremonies on Sunday, and I'm like, ooh, that girl has really cute pants on, and I see these leopard flare pants, and couldn't see the face. She turns around, and guess who it is? It's Sam, and guess what I'm wearing? Leopard. So we don't, and a denim jacket.
Yeah, little plug. This is all from my boutique, Murph Boutique. But we literally, if you see leopard, denim, black shirt, black pants, and then not pictured, we both have very similar black boots on. So we don't just do it on the show, guys.
So we're just gonna text each other every day.
Every single
day.
All right, so up next we have the catch fence. Here we have our weekly social media roundup of everything exciting that happened this week. So have to start it off with the race winner, Ryan Blaney. That was really cool for him. He locked himself into the round of 8.
My favorite part about this is that he still has the Getty images on the photo. Like, y'all, we couldn't
get
find
him
the actual photo. So, Chris Gratham, if you're watching, that's your image.
Please give Blaney his actual picture. And then we want to say congrats to Joey and Brittany, who are welcoming another child. We are so excited for you guys.
What's in Mommy's belly?
Baby.
A baby?
Is it
a baby brother? What do you want to name him? Buzz?
Jury's still out.
What do you think about this, Dad?
Thumbs up.
All right. You excited about your baby? You excited about your baby brother? Yeah.
More about lunch.
Okay. Love you.
Pagano baby too.
Yes, I saw them, and I saw Hudson, and I said, "Are you excited to be a big brother?" And so Brittany says he pulls up his shirt and says, "My baby."
Oh, cute.
So yeah,
Not
that's
actually,
awesome
but
for them.
really cute.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
guys.
congrats, you guys. All right, another proud dad that got to see in Victory Lane. Sturgill came and visited Ryan Blaney, which was really cute because dogs are people.
Well, that's his baby,
Yeah,
essentially.
exactly.
So, I feel like unlike other sports that athletes can have that special
Oh
moment.
yeah, I mean you can't have your dog down there when you win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really cute. Okay, next one. Alex Bowman, towards the end of the race,
Through a block.
He took the blame at the end of it. Obviously, drivers were frustrated. He was frustrated, everything else. But Kevin Hamlin, his spotter, actually went on and said, everyone needs to get off Alex. It was not his fault. It was mine. I told him to go to the bottom. So Alex then tweeted back and told him that he doesn't hold the wheel. So I like it. The 88 taking ownership.
And you know what? Honestly, I feel like ownership just needs to be the racetrack. The place
Yeah.
is that place. I mean, there's the line of cars coming. They've got a full steam. You want to block because you want to lead those lines.
Yeah.
It's really hard. And
That is one of the keys to Talladega too, is throwing blocks.
right,
So,
and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, and that's just, it is what it is
Yeah.
with Talladega. So I think, like you said, though, it was really cool that both of them kind of took ownership in that.
yeah, I agree. Next up, we have, this was a really cool moment at Talladega. The Richard Childress actually brought the 3-car from Senior. It was on the track. They drove it around.
Yes.
Really, really cool.
The fans loved it. If you
Yeah.
guys didn't see it on TV or you weren't there in person,
It was awesome.
Huge. Everybody was on their feet. They were yelling. They were cheering. It was really cool.
So most of the drivers, before they even went to their actual car that they were racing,
Stopped by.
stopped by the 3-car to take a picture. So that was really
Yeah.
cool.
And now here we have Eric and his son Alex. They went back, it sounded like, to the race. So maybe they got to go home for a little bit.
Yep.
And they obviously, I'm assuming that is Waffle House.
I think it's Waffle House. Yeah,
Yeah.
All-Star Special.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the menu, but that's really cool. I think, one of the great things, like I said, about the MRO Fall Fest is that there's so many kids now, and it's just really
There-
cool to see them
so
all
many kids.
hang out and playing and getting time with their dads.
Well, speaking of time with Dad, this is one of my favorite videos of
Poor Owen.
to date. He's on Kyle Larson's shoulders. They actually flew back, like most of the drivers, and came and went to the drag race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and they were taking in a little nitro for breakfast. Owen did not like it. I don't think he wants to go back to the drag race anytime soon.
Yeah, apparently we were the only people who didn't fly back.
Yeah.
We played
Yeah,
Rummy 5000, and we played at
know what
least
that is.
27 games of Candyland. So
I
we
do know
had
what that is.
Rummy 5000, it's just like normal Rummy, but you have to get up.
Okay.
It means
Okay.
you're really, really bored. And then
Okay.
we binge watched
Oh.
Mindhunter when Brex went to bed. So real
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, rain delays. Okay, so Brad Keselowski also, Dale Earnhardt started this one. So if you haven't been to the new and improved Talladega,
It's really cool.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
They up their game. Big Bill's is awesome. The infield, there's a lot of stuff for kids to do.
Yeah, they put a little playground in there, and then just areas that have bars and big TVs for the fans
Mm-hmm.
to see all the action, but also be able to have good food and drinks. I mean, they really did a nice job there.
Yeah, it was really cool. So Dale Earnhardt Jr. took to Twitter to say the attendance was awesome,
Yeah.
the property looked great from inside and out, and then Kez got on Twitter and said, got to give a lot of credit to the track because it was awesome. So we're going to give a lot of credit to Talladega because it was awesome.
It was. I will say, when we were driving in, just the amount of cars and
It was
motorhomes and
packed.
fans, it was really great to see. So that was
was
cool.
awesome.
They did a great job.
You want me to take this one since you didn't see it?
I did.
Okay,
I didn't.
so she's on the pit box every single race. So Dale Earnhardt actually got on Twitter, or got onto the broadcast, and he might have dropped
Yeah, I can't hear the broadcast
Yeah.
from the pit box.
He might have dropped a cuss word describing the spoilers that were on the back of the car this week, and it was just a really funny moment of the race that us in the media center were cracking up over it. So then he got on Twitter and said, my wife has been encouraging me to clean up my language around our daughter. After yesterday, I'm never going to convince her that we're both equally careless in choosing our words. Which?
That is awesome. And you know what? It is hard as a parent around
I bet.
your child, because sometimes you'll say things, or even if it's not like a bad word, you have to watch what you say, because they listen and take in everything and then say it right in front of like people that they shouldn't. So yeah. But Brexton's really good about that. You know, sometimes if I'll be like, oh shit, like when I drop something, he's like, Mom, bad word. I'm going to put soap in your mouth. So, which is funny because he's never actually gotten soap in his mouth, but
he knows that.
He threatens me with it.
Wow.
So
Good for Rex. So Clint Boyer has to poke a little fun at the situation, which it was really funny. But he said that's a problem in our household too, with the choice of words that Dale Jr. might have said on air.
I mean, I feel like coming from Clint, that's going to be pretty clean.
Yeah. I can only imagine what Cash has heard Clint say at home. All right, so that's it for the Catch Fence this week, and we have a very special guest. We mentioned it earlier in the show. We're going to head into studio with Kyle Busch. Now joining us here in Studio 3 is Kyle Busch, the driver of the number 18 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Toyota Camry for Joe Gibbs Racing. He's the 2015 NASCAR Cup Series champion, husband and father, and you're still vying for the championship in 2019.
That's right, yeah.
Talladega, we've marked it off. We've done the crap show that is Talladega. You guys are just surviving in advance, I feel like.
Yes.
Going to the championship now, how do we feel about making it to Homestead?
I mean, we feel pretty good about it. Obviously, with things that have kind of transpired through this playoff, it hasn't been our best of playoffs, we'll admit. You know, some finishes haven't quite been as strong as we'd like them to be, but overall, we're right where we need to be. You know, going into Kansas, we're 40 above, I think, and have a normal Kansas, and we should get out of there okay and focus again on the next round.
Yeah, we're going to call him the what is it, the Coco host?
The Coco host.
The Coco host.
I'm the Coco host.
So what happened was we had a guest booked.
Talladega weather did not help us.
It rained, and then we didn't have a guest, and so luckily Kyle came to fill in, mostly just so I didn't match everybody.
I got the call that I needed to be here, and I was like, I'm kind of busy, but I don't have anything to do. So.
Actually, it was this morning, and I was like, oh, we didn't have a guest for our show. Can you please come on?
Wow, MVP.
Yeah, well, so I'm the Coco host.
He gets to be the Coco host.
Okay, you can be the Coco host today.
Yeah, right.
All right. First up, first question. We asked some like pretty serious questions here.
You're asking me questions?
Yes, I get to ask you questions too. So
I like being on this end.
Don't you know the answer?
Probably.
Probably, but this is for the fans and the viewers. Okay, social media. I know you love to hate it. You also love sometimes.
There's a lot of other things that people love to hate too.
Yes, you love to go on Twitter rants on the airplane.
Which are
Sometimes.
my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of other people tell me
Yeah.
that they're my
Kyle
favorite
Busch
too.
Twitter
They're like,
rants.
don't ever give that up. Don't ever.
Love it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways, so obviously a lot of kids send us messages or see us in person and say that they've been bullied on social media or that's something that they're facing. So what would your advice be for those kids, and what are some things that have been said to you, and how do you deal with it?
Man, I don't know. I think the biggest thing, I guess the best piece of advice would be to just try to get it out of your mind, try to be a stronger person, a better person. You know, I'm sure that there's a lot of situations that kids get in or are put in that isn't at all what they want or where they want to be. But to me, if you know what you want to do or who you want to be or become, and you set out and you strive for those goals and you become that, then you kind of shut them up by becoming successful yourself. You know, like, don't ever let somebody beat you down that just tears you down, that makes you shut down. You know, to me, that's always kind of like a motivator. You know, I've had people tell me, oh, well, you can't do that, or you're never going to make it big time racing. Like, there's only 40, back then, there's only 43 guys that make it. Like, you're not going to be one of those. And so I've had those, and I've set my goals high and obviously strived for the best. And now I don't ever hear from them. Well, except now, I guess, on social, they're still there. But I mean, it's always tough, you know. And for me, like social, you got to just shut it off sometimes and try not to read it as much as you can. I like to go on there and read about the people that I do follow, and they're interesting, and see what's going on in the world of stuff that I'm wanting to know. But other than that, just.
I want to know Brex's personality. Is he more you or more you? Like, who does he kind of resemble attitude-wise?
Certainly both of us.
Yeah. He talks with his hands. He gets that from me.
Yeah, and then like losing at something, it's a complete meltdown. So it is. Yeah, but I don't think he learned that. I think that's hereditary. Like
Yeah.
that just was instilled because there were times where like I've tried to lose a little bit better, but like I come back to the bus and I'm like, man, it's okay, you know, we lost, we'll go back, we'll try it again next week, whatever. And he's just like not having it. He's like, no, you should have won.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you win? You should have wrecked that guy.
Well, I came up to you on pit road a couple weeks ago before the race, and I asked Brex, I was like, Brex, who's going to win today? And he's like, Daddy, duh.
I know, he just gives us the look, like, obviously.
Yeah, unfortunately, we haven't won in a while, so we got to get back to that.
That we do.
All right, so you mentioned Brexton being very competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Has he gotten into the world of racing? I've seen some pictures on Instagram and social media where he's in a race car, in a go-kart. What's he getting into?
Well, when he was 2.5,
Yeah.
3, like he was Lightning McQueen race car
All the
all day
time. I remember
long.
that.
Like we had to soup it up because it wasn't fast enough. Then it was faster, and he liked that. So I figured, okay, he needs something a little bit faster. He needs something like he liked to drift it. He likes to spin it and
Yeah.
make donuts and stuff. That's when I got him the go-kart for Christmas, the
Yep.
green go-kart that has the plastic tires on the back. Corey LaJoy
Yeah.
built those. It's way too fast. It's way.
He built it fast.
Yeah, it's way too fast still. So
It's like for the big boys.
so I sit on the back and I let Brexton drive and steer, and I work the throttle, and then we spin out sometimes and we go. But I think he would much rather be on his own.
Say in 20 years you're going to Brexton's race.
That's fine with me. If he wants to race, he can race. I'd be fine with that. It's he better find the money to do it with.
I'd like to keep him in bubble wrap.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So
Ooh,
we'll
I'll
see.
be a momager. Is that the right word?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Kris Jenner.
All right, I might know this, but continuing on with the Brexton, what has been your proudest moment as a dad?
I think my proudest moment as a dad is hearing his stories coming home every week from karate class and his karate coach. What are they called? Sensei?
Sensei, I think.
Right?
Mr. Cosby.
Mr. Cosby. Anyway, that like he's really good in class. He's very polite. He listens, and then the teachers also have called her and have told her about how nice he is to the other students and kids, and that he's helpful and considerate and stuff like that. So that's kind of like, whoa, people wouldn't
Who's
expect that
kid?
from the Busch side of things. So
He is the sweetest kid.
I think that's probably one of my proudest dad moments, that we're actually doing something right so far, and we're
That's
heading
a good answer.
and we're
That
heading down
was
the right
good.
path,
That was a really good answer.
right?
That's really good.
Yeah.
So we're going to play a new game. We had our first edition of a game last week. It went really successful. So now we're
Oh
going to
yeah,
create...
real successful.
Yeah, Sam lost. Now we're going to create our new game, and we're calling it Rowdy Rapid Fire.
Ooh.
So this is first thing that comes to mind. Don't think about it. Just shoot out. I'm going to ask you
Oh, no.
rapid fire questions.
All right.
All right.
They're just for you, but I feel like I would like to give my input on some of these.
All right, you ready?
Sure.
'Kay.
Ready. Got it.
Number one, most rebellious thing you did as a teenager.
I know. Hold on. It's supposed to be
I
fast.
know what you're thinking of. You're thinking when you stole grandma's car as a kid, but that's not a teenager.
It could be as a kid.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Do like 7 and up, I guess.
Oh, this happened at 5.
Yeah.
Oh, well, at 5.
Yeah.
He had to
Did
go
you
get
drive
Kurt.
it?
Yeah. I drove. I drove the family Volkswagen Bug. So Grandma, it was getting late at night. Kurt and I were staying at Grandma's house because Mom and Dad were out on a date night or something.
Oh.
And so Grandma was like, "Hey, go get your brother. He's down at the end of the street, and bring him back home. It's getting late. It's getting dark. Whatever." So I grabbed the key off the counter. I walked outside to the Bug. I started it up, and I got it in gear. And I was driving down the road, like holding onto the steering wheel and my feet like on the pedals. And then pulled up to Kurt and
Tall
rolled the window
five-year-old.
down and said, "Hey, Grandma wants you home. It's getting late. Come on, let's go." And he was like, "You're gonna be in so much trouble." And went around the end of the block and went back and parked the car, took the key out, and put it. Nobody ever knew. Only Kurt and I knew for like ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So that must be the most rebellious
we're
thing I
going to
did.
count that.
So.
Number 2, have you ever been starstruck?
I guess so. Yeah.
Who?
Like Peyton Manning,
Pretty
Tom
cool.
Brady, like
Yeah.
some of those guys. Like you see them from afar, and you know you can go up to them and like say, "Hey," shake their hand or whatever. But we were vacationing one time, and Brady was there, and I was like, "I'm not gonna bother him. I'm not gonna bother him." And so we're kind of like laying out at the beach. Brex is playing, and I'm just walking around, and then Brady comes by, and I'm like, we cross paths, and I was just like, "Hey," and he was like, "Hey."
Number 3, first celebrity crush you ever had.
I know
Kelly Kapowski.
I like
that's a
want to
good
see
one.
how many I get right.
Yep.
All right.
Also named his first dog Kelly because of that.
First dog was named Kelly after Kelly Kapowski.
Can kind of
Yeah.
be weird.
Good thing she was brunette.
It can kind of be taken weird.
Why?
You named your dog after your crush?
Yeah,
No?
sure, why not?
All right.
We name all of our dogs people
Dogs
names.
have real people names.
Yeah.
Number 4, hidden talent. Do you have a hidden talent?
I'm kind of good at everything, I guess. Like just kind of good. Like not great. Just kind of good at everything. Ping pong. Love ping pong.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Basketball I'm not good at.
No.
Maybe.
You're
I need
good
to
at
practice a little more.
lobstering.
Lobstering? Love lobstering. That's fun. Yeah.
That's a hidden talent.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah. I'm a pro.
All right.
I can go down 20 feet.
Number 5. Do your best impression of your
Yeah,
wife.
it's like
over here.
Racing Wives. Come on. It's like the dinner at Ashley's house on Racing Wives. Do your best impression.
Okay.
gave him some
Coming
liquor.
in after a race to the bus one time, and it was like, well, hey, what happened today? Like, you didn't want to pass that guy? Like, what were you doing? Oh, you just stood in line and just followed him. Why did you follow him for like 40 laps? You know, you could have passed him. Why didn't you just run into him? You could have bumped him. Did you not want to like crash him out of the way?
I did not say that. Well, probably not say that.
Like, there's races to win. We gotta go. Like, we need to bring home trophies. Brexton wants to see trophies.
At least he didn't do something like more awful.
No, he kept it
That
clean.
something around that
Yeah.
that
It did sound like you.
that did happen one time.
It did.
Okay. Next up, something you're afraid of. Is there anything you're afraid of? Heights.
Failure.
That's a good answer.
Afraid of
All
failure.
right. Sam cooks the best what?
Anything.
That was sweet. Get a point.
She is Italian, so she has a really, really, really good sauce.
That
Right?
I do.
Italian sauce that she
Marinara?
does. So marinara sauce. I mean, you can throw some ground beef in there if you want to make it a
No,
meat sauce,
my
but she
noni.
doesn't eat meat sauce. But yeah.
Favorite win besides the championship?
Bristol sweeps are pretty cool. Those were big.
those are cool.
But I guess I'd go with the Coke 600 win,
Okay.
just for
That's a good one.
crossing off the list of all the races that all the racetracks, any racetrack. I wanted all the racetracks. So
Was that last
that was
season? 2 seasons ago.
2 seasons ago.
seasons,
That was the
sorry.
last one we needed to get. So we got that one. That was pretty cool.
All right. So I know that you guys vacation in the Bahamas often. That's a favorite family spot for you guys. So they were devastated by a hurricane. Let's talk about that and how folks can help out if they want to help the Bahamas.
Yeah, Hurricane Dorian obviously was on path. We kind of knew it was on path. We were actually vacationing
I
there the
remember
week
that.
before.
We were there
And-
just 2 days before, 3
Yeah.
days before it hit.
Yeah, so as we were on our way out to go to the next race, you know, we were talking to a couple of the locals, like, hey, what are you guys going to do? Are you leaving? Are you going to Florida? Do you have family somewhere else? And one of the guys said,
Yeah, it was the bartender, and he was like, nah, we're not worried. We're going to get some rain. They always call for this stuff. Nothing ever happens. And they were building, like, some sandbags and stuff, but it just seemed like nobody, you know, thought it was going to
Yeah,
be
just
anything
another
was
hurricane.
taking it
big.
very seriously. So, long story short, the eye, like I have a picture of the storm of the eye right dead center over
Where we were at.
where we were at.
And it's
so and it moved so slow, so there
It
was
was the
tons
slowest.
of devastation in
Yeah.
the air. I mean, the Abacos are gone.
Yeah.
So the main company that owns the property in which we stay at, it's called Discovery Land Company. They have a foundation that they always have for these types of devastations. First and foremost, before they do their rebuilding, they have to figure out what they're doing for the locals.
Yeah.
Right.
And the locals right now, they have nothing. Like, where if you go outside the property, all those homes and stuff like that, they're not hurricane rated homes. Like, they're gone. But anyways, we're asking for people to help, and they can go to discoverylandcofoundation.org if you want to help and give some donations. We've donated, we've helped. Some of our friends have been down there. We have yet to have had the opportunity to go down there, but and they're bringing in barges, they're bringing in homes, like trailers types, and they're putting water and electricity to them so the locals actually have somewhere to live, somewhere to stay, because they have to get back to work. They have to make money to be able to go build up their infrastructure
Right.
and put their lives back together. So, but the people at Discovery Land Company have done an amazing job of being able to help out and put it all back together as much as they can anyways. And so we're just asking for people to help donate. We've gotten a ton of, I think they're at like $8 million so far,
Wow.
which is
That's
great.
awesome.
And any little bit helps, and we're hoping that we can get some more because there's a lot of infrastructure that they got to put back together for the locals.
A lot more than racing in the world.
Yeah,
So
oh, yeah.
Got to take care of everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
for
Thank
being
you.
our
Yeah, of course.
co-host.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, well, that was easy. Maybe I'll come back. I can co-host this thing. Let's go.
All right. Next up, we're going to head to Question Corner.
Now we have our question corner, and this is where you guys, the fans, send us your questions. So continue to do so with hashtag AskAlexandSam and hashtag TheInfield. So the first question that we have,
All right. First one that we got was, how long does it take for us to prepare for the show?
we're laughing because we're very off the cuff here.
We are.
I will say though, when it comes to social media, like when things happen,
Yeah,
like when
it's true.
Joey and Brittany announced, I took a screenshot and sent it to you and was
Yep.
like, okay,
Let's
maybe-
talk about it.
Yeah.
We have a text chain throughout the whole entire week
Yes.
that we kind of have an idea of what we want to talk about.
Right, and then we usually know who our guest is, and so we'll send each other questions again throughout the week.
Yeah. Unless it rains, then
unless it rains, and then
Yeah.
then
Kyle
Kyle has to
fills
come
in.
in. So
Yeah, so not much time, actually. We just talked throughout the whole
yeah,
entire
half
week.
of his questions I created driving over here.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Okay, Sam, this one was for you.
does it bother you when Kyle gets booed? I would say by now it's just funny. You know, we'll be walking down pit road, and it'll just be this very loud.
Yeah.
Um,
You always know who just got
Well, it's a
introduced.
mix of boo and cheers, though.
Yeah.
It's just very loud, and it'll be funny because Brexton will be like, "Oh, Dad's on stage." So, you know, you kind of get used to it. It comes with the territory. I think what would be worse is if there was no noise.
That's true.
So
That is true. At least he's getting some kind of reaction.
exactly. But it is kind of funny when even Brexton just kind of shakes it off at this
Yeah.
point. He's
We-
like, "All right."
At least they have an emotion about him. They could, like you said, not do anything.
Yeah. If you heard crickets, then you'd be like, "Oh, shit."
Yeah, wow.
So.
All right, so I have been actually kind of collabing with a jewelry company here recently. It's Bixler Jewelry that makes NASCAR jewelry. They also do NFL, colleges, some really pretty jewelry for males and females. But they sent us some presents. Sam doesn't know
Woohoo!
about this yet. That's
I love
yours.
presents.
So we're gonna unbox these and see what they are.
I saw these. I had no idea what they were.
Yeah, I left it under her seat, hoping she wouldn't see it.
With these heels, I do not get up and down easy.
All right, I think yours is specific to you.
Maybe.
All right. Cute.
Cute.
Are you in
cute.
yours yet?
Well, no, you go first. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, how do I open it? Oh, there we go.
Oh, that is
Cute. Okay,
I
so
like
it's
that.
a bracelet cuff.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, she got a good one. Okay, so it has the bar mark
Okay,
on it,
mine's
which is really
locked in.
cute. Yeah, how do you get them out?
So they are really, there we go. This is really cool. It's a bangle, and it has the 18 on it, and it also has this little rhinestone right there. That's really cute.
That is really cute.
I like them because they're clean, they're modern.
Mhm.
I like that a
So
lot.
Bixler, thank you.
Thank you
We
so
will be wearing
much.
these.
I really am. I like that.
I know, they maxed you out with
Well, what
18.
I like about it too is it's subtle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
it's not
really cute. It's subtle,
flashy.
but it's not like gaudy. Is that a good word?
No, that's good.
Yeah.
I have, so I have a lot of bar mark, like I have the earrings and the necklaces. So if you're a female or a male, they
Yeah.
also make male jewelry too.
I think
go
it'd be
on
really
there.
cute as a little
really cute.
little pendant.
It would be
Here's
really
mine.
cute.
I'll hold it up.
Cute.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys. All right, next up, we're going to head to Sam's Picks for all of Sam's Picks coming up in Kansas. So our segment of Sam's Picks is obviously Sam's favorite thing. She's been to every race?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
every race. And
For
she
a number
knows
of years.
all of the fun things to do, the good things to eat, fun things to see. So Sam, what do you got for Kansas?
Well, what's great about Kansas is right across the street is the big mall area. And so there's a Dave & Buster's in there, which is super fun. There used to be this really cool restaurant where you could actually like do a dino dig there, but they closed it. They've been renovating it. But man, there's like Cold Stone. There's all sorts of restaurants. So we do that. A little bit down the road, there's Legoland, there's an aquarium,
forgot about
the
Legoland.
zoo. So if you are coming with a child, you are in luck. Kansas has so much to do. There's Great Wolf Lodge also.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so tons of stuff to do, and it's one of Brexton's tracks that he likes to go because he knows that we're always going to go out and see stuff. I mean, some tracks, like in the bus, we're doing arts and crafts and games, but Kansas is one where there's definitely a lot if you have a kid to go out, and if you are just an adult, there's a lot of great restaurants. I would say just right across the street, so don't even have to go far, you could just walk right there.
Walk across to the track.
We have actually taken our golf cart.
Oh, well, if you need a ride, look for the 18 golf
for
cart.
us.
They'll be heading out there. All right, well, that's Sam's picks for this weekend in Kansas. Now, Sam, who do we have for Victory Lane, which is our winner of the week?
So I would give it to Talladega and the fans. I would just say that all of the new things that they put in there, like we had mentioned, the restaurant and the seating area and the playground, and it's just a great experience for the fans. I know that they had an awesome time. I didn't go, but I saw some of the footage from Talladega Boulevard with Bob.
I did not go. With Bob.
Bob
Pockris at the Boulevard is my favorite Bob.
Ever. If you guys have not seen that, please check that out.
I think it's about time for me to get out of Talladega. Maybe one more stop or two, but it's getting a little weird. But then again, it's Dega.
So I rode in a parade at Universal Studios in Orlando.
You were gonna say on Talladega Boulevard.
No, absolutely not.
Topless.
But I rode with Bob in the parade. I thought that was my favorite Bob. And then I saw Bob on the boulevard, and it blew parade Bob way out of the water.
Oh, I love the response that Bob gets. Like one time when Kyle was so heated, Bob asked him a question. He's like, "I didn't do shit, Bob." Poor Bob.
Oh, poor Bob. But we love
you, Bob. We hope you had a great time on the boulevard. You can be our winner also this week.
All right, guys, we are heading to the elimination race for the round of 12 in the NASCAR playoffs. We're going to Kansas this Sunday. It's going to be 2:30 on NBC. Make sure you watch that. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a pressure cooker of a race, I have a feeling.
Yeah, I definitely don't disagree. And again, we thank all of you guys for tuning in. Please continue to send us your questions with hashtag AskAlexandSam and hashtag the InField. And we would also love to know who else you'd like to see on the show, different questions we should ask. Just tell us what you want to see. So
yeah, tweet us.
Yeah.
We're always on social media.
All
All right, guys, we'll see you next week in another episode of the InField.
Bye.